Welcome into the Echo Sportscast number 9.
I'm Jackson Bowl.
And I'm Ben Sargent. Franco Cite made their first ever baseball final, and they faced off against Schollard Hall on Tuesday afternoon. We have highlights and results as the 2025-26 NDA season officially comes to a close.
We have updates from OFSAA as a number of NDA athletes went down south to compete against Ontario's best.
We also have some updates from other club sports, including Jackson's favorite sport of all time, flag football.
All of that coming up and more after a word from today's sponsor, Agnico Eagle.
At Agnico Eagle, we are committed to being a trusted community partner, focusing our efforts on building a local economy that lasts for generations. Our careers offer the flexibility and ample downtime needed to find lifelong balance. We strive to be a good neighbor, investing in our people and their future, not just because we operate here, but because this is home. We make mining work.
So Franco Cite played in their first ever NDA baseball final on Tuesday afternoon against Schollard Hall. The Bears ended up starting off hot, going up 6-1 early. I arrived just after they apparently hit 3 home runs in a row. 3 home runs in a row, which I was told by the Schollard guy who was getting some footage and photography, but they did have a healthy lead heading into the 4th inning. Franco kept threatening with runners on base. They ended up getting 2 more runs in, but were not able to cash in some of the rallies they had going throughout the game as the Bears would go on to win the NDA banner with an 8-3 victory. Congratulations to Schollard Hall, and it was a great way to wrap up the 2025-26 NDA season, and it wouldn't be the NDA finals without a little bit of controversy.
Absolutely not, especially baseball.
That's so. I was showing Jackson the footage a little bit earlier of a bit of a controversial call that happens because there was an injury. I'm not going to show the video on screen because unfortunately it was a play at the plate. Franco Cite has scored 1 run. It was a RBI double. Second run comes in, and there was a collision at the plate. And the Schollard catcher looked like there was a lot of blood. Looked like he probably broke his nose, maybe concussion protocol. So because of the injury, I'm not going to show it. But Schollard was not happy after that. It was definitely a classic. Schollard's team was not happy. You got Louis doing his umpiring and making sure, trying to keep everybody level-headed by holding down the law. Him and Dave Sad were umpiring that game, and you know, whether you love them or hate them, they stick to their guns, and you need that as an umpire.
Yeah, you can't even give either team the inclination that you're going to change the call or that you question what you called, or else they're just going to pry and pry and pry. So you have to stay firm. And I think that you're right. Those two guys do a great job of doing that.
So they basically, what happened was he was called safe at the plate. They upheld that call. Schollard was saying that the runner, because he didn't slide, he ran into the catcher who was trying to field the ball, that the runner should have slid. And the runner instead ran through hit the plate, ended up colliding with the catcher. A very classic MLB style, I guess old school now. I don't know when that rule was introduced, but I guess old school style, running into the catcher. And some people were not impressed, but Franco would take the run at that point. Unfortunately for them, it just came down to they couldn't score. They had a couple of times where they would get 1-2 guys on, load the bases, and they just couldn't cash people in.
That's unfortunate, and it's unfortunate that the 2 runs that I saw them get were on the injured play. But sometimes that's what happens. You know, you come up and there's 2 outs and runners in scoring positions, or 2 outs, 2 on, and if you just don't convert, and you only get a few chances to do that in a game. And so unfortunately, if you can't convert in the finals, then you lose. Yeah,
and it was overall it was a great game. A beautiful day out there. It was Tuesday. It was 3:00 start. Really nice day. It was too hot that day because I played softball after that. And that was like 4 or 5 hours in the sun because they played the full 7 innings. So I think I got there just around 4:00 and I think I left at 5:30.
Yeah. So
it was like the full 7.5 hours the full 7 innings. So it was like 2.5 hour game.
That's a long baseball game.
It was a long baseball game.
For NDA baseball. It's a long
NDA
game.
baseball. Yeah. Cause I was looking at my watch. I'm like, okay, we're at 1 hour 45, which is usually when there's no new inning, but again, because it's the finals. They ran through it. And again, Franco looked a little like that was their first ever final. So that's a big, I didn't realize that they've never been to the finals before until I saw, I think it was on Facebook, they posted that was their first ever time. So that's a huge step forward for that program too. And again, the team that played West Ferris looked really strong. I think Schollard just has a really good baseball program this year. I think with Ferris, there was a lot of turnover. And with Schollard, it felt like, when you watch, first of all, their dugout was so funny because I was beside their dugout getting footage and they were just chanting and they were just having fun out there. You could tell it. And that camaraderie, I think, really, really helps bring your team together as well.
Yeah, that's a huge part of baseball, especially down south and in the States. Like you have guys that are sort of 14th, 15th deep or not pitching that day. And they love it. They show up on game day and be a part of it and being part of the dugout. And that's kind of what they're there for. They love it. I do think that the turnover is coming for Schollard too. I think that they're going to get a lot. Like I think that they're old. I think they're going to have to get younger. But that's just a part of the cycle. Like West Ferris, like you said, went through it last year, had a very strong team. And I think that the Bears have been circling the finals for a couple of years and they have a good program, but it'll peter off. It'll re-flip.
It'll reflip, yeah. So I'm curious if Franco's going to be able to go in there because I don't know much about their team. Are they going to be able to take advantage of that? Because Ferris might be good next year. They might still be in that transition period. If Schollard flips over and they have a bit of a tough year, you have Algonquin as well, which had probably not as good of a year as they were expecting to, or they maybe were hoping to. But again, so it'll be interesting how next year shapes up for the NDA for baseball. But overall, I think it was a really solid season. It's such a quick year, but it was always it's nice. There was a lot of people out there, which was too. They had the marching band out there, which is always fun when Schollard's in a final because they kind of go all out. Though to be fair, West Ferris also, I will still say that West Ferris Chippewa basketball game was still the best atmosphere by far out of I think any high school game I've seen. Yeah, in recent memory.
Yeah, it gets pretty unreal in that gym.
But I still would have liked to see baseball be like a multi-game final. And I know it would never happen, but I still would love to see like a three-game series, at least for the finals.
Yeah, well, we talked about the cashing runs. Like if you miss those opportunities, you add pitching in there. Like if one team's got an ace and didn't have to use them in the semi, then the final's pretty lights out. I agree with you totally. Even just the best of three, like hockey.
Yeah, they had, I don't know, I think it was 47 was their pitcher, and I think he got like a 6-out save. Well, I don't know if it doesn't count as a save, but, well, I guess actually technically it would, because I think if you get more than, is it 6 outs or more, it's still considered a save. I don't remember the specifics, but I think his name's Nigel. I don't know what his they just keep yelling Nigel, so.
Yeah, it's Nigel Pomerleau.
Oh, there you go. Okay, yeah. You know the guy. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
They would just shout out, there's a Larry on their team. You know how, I swear, everybody on their team's name is Larry, because they just kept chanting that name. Speaking of baseball, we do have one other thing. I know we talked about slow pitch a little bit on here, where we talked about Schollard winning, but they also went to NASA as well, and they had some success there.
Yeah, from Schollard Hall's social media, our girls slow pitch team competed in the first ever NDA slow pitch league. Over 2 days of league and playoff competition, our team was able to win the NDA championship. Our girls compiled a combined 7-0 record on the way to the first ever NDA championship. They outscored their opponents by a combined 63 runs while only allowing 12 runs against over 7 games, including a 12-3 win in the final against Chippewa. The team competed at NASA and finished as silver medalists.
That's pretty cool.
Yes, it is.
Oh, you're going to say, what are you going to say now?
There were only 2 teams at NASA.
What? Oh, really?
Yeah, and it wasn't even Sudbury, it was Espanola. But silver medal is a silver medal. I'm not going to take that
away.
Why
were there only 2 teams at NASA? That doesn't even make sense.
Well, it's the first year that anything had even happened. Normally just Sudbury did their own little private thing and sent a team to OFSAA. Didn't include the Sioux, but apparently they included North Shore or Elliott Lake because Espanola won this year.
Oh, okay. So basically it was like a 1-game final.
Yeah.
Between
this year North Bay was allowed to the Cool Kids Club, basically.
Oh, that's cool. Either way, that's actually really neat.
Yeah.
First of all, if I have the NDA have a slow pitch, because that was obviously the big thing in like intermediary doesn't even really exist. I know that the high schools will have the 7/8, like the intermediate stuff, but like we used to have like the 3 pitch all the time. And I think we did it in elementary school as well as
Yeah, for sure.
It went all the way up to high school. Not like it stopped at like grade 8, but it is nice to see slow pitch because that's a huge, like we play softball and stuff. It's a huge, it's way more popular than men's league.
Oh yeah,
Than hardball.
100%. They have, well, like girls, like there's an OFSAA. Like girls, it's a high school sport, and then boys, it's sort of getting there. It is in the States, and it's getting there down south. There's no OFSAA for it, so it's not like that big. But yeah, I think it's way more popular. I think it's more exciting. But other people would argue with
women's
the wall.
slow pitch or just slow pitches.
Slow pitch in general.
Interesting. That's I guess it's faster. It's a faster game.
Yeah, and the women's, they get to use the women's ball. You can launch that thing a mile.
Yeah,
like it's a little smaller, and the compression's different.
I will say, yeah, watching some like at the collegiate level, NCAA is a really fun.
Yeah,
is really fun to watch. I can understand that. It is definitely a lot faster, but isn't that more fastball than it is slow pitch?
Yeah, like the collegiate level is all fast pitch. Yeah,
yeah,
and that,
I don't know. I like playing slow pitch more than.
Me too. I'm a huge advocate for
it's super
men's
fun.
league slow pitch.
It's so much fun. Just because you can just go up and hit and have a good time. You don't have to worry too much about getting hit a bunch of times. But
and everybody goes to work in the morning.
Well, we try.
Yeah,
it's a little rough.
If you don't make it, you don't make it.
If you don't make it, you don't make it.
The 9:45s get late.
It's almost that time of year. Early mornings at the rink, fresh notebooks and backpacks, and a community gearing up for another great season of varsity sports. At Source for Sports North Bay, we're proud to be part of it all. Whether it's finding your kid's first pair of skates, gearing up for tryouts, or outfitting your team for the season ahead, we've got you covered. Because here, we're not just a sports store, we're neighbors, coaches, teammates, and fans. And we're proud to cheer you on every shift, step, and stride of the way. Visit Source for Sports North Bay at 1321 Fisher Street and let us help you along your way. The snowmobile is parked. The ice is melted. And suddenly, all those batteries you ignored all winter are no longer working. The boat just won't start. The ATV's not cooperating. Even the golf carts decided it's taking the season off. That's where Battery North Bay comes in. Boats, ATVs, motorcycles, e-bikes, solar systems, cordless tools, even the kids' Power Wheels. If it runs on a battery, chances are we've got it in stock and ready to go. We're locally owned, proudly serving Northern Ontario, and we ship Canada-wide. Stop by 1315 Main Street West or call 705-478-5400. Battery North Bay, powered up for every season. We have another update here from OFSAA, which took place, I believe it was last week, where they all went out. So from Chippewa, we had Will Raymer, who finished in the 3,000 meter on the Saturday against the best middle distance runners in the province. He battled through some windy conditions and lightning pace and earned 17th place. He also competed in the 1,500 meter, where he ran a 4-minute 23 second, finishing in 18th place. Simon Kolesnichenko also competed. He was in the junior boys pole vault on the second day of the OFSAA track and field. Against the province's best, Simon competed hard and earned 20th place.
Coming from West Ferris, congratulations to Annie Buell on her 11th place finish in the pole vault at OFSAA track and field. She vaulted 2.5 meters, also a personal best. And Evan Vince had an amazing first day at OFSAA track and field. He placed 15th in shot put with a new personal best of 12.45.
And we did have some medalists at OFSAA, which was really neat, coming from Schollard Hall, and you have all the information in front of you.
Yeah, Schollard Hall had a fantastic showing at OFSAA, especially in the novice category where they took home the banner. They had Shea Gore finish second in long jump, 12th in high jump, and placed in triple jump. Aaliyah Cullen finished 4th in discus and 9th in shot put. Izzy Pop finished 3rd in the 80-meter hurdle, 5th in the 300-meter hurdle, and 2nd in pole vault. And Lily McClellan finished 24th in the 1,500 and 22nd in the 3,000.
Which is pretty neat. That's a huge achievement for a lot of them. I know Shay's dad, Clint, and we were talking because I would see him all the time at NDA. So I met him for the first time, and then I kept seeing him like literally everywhere, which was just kind of funny. Like I never met this guy before, and then when I finally met him from like a work thing, I saw him like I swear, like 3 times a week for like a month straight, like everywhere, because he does a lot of mental health stuff. Like he did a lot of stuff with like mindset with like the football team, and I'd see him all over the place. And his daughter played basketball for Schollard for the juniors, and he was saying how good she is at track and field, because he was a really good track and field. He was a good baseball pitcher when he was at Ferris, and then he was like a track and field, like I think javelin throw and like a number of things when he was coming up. So I guess his daughter got a lot of that skill because apparently she's really, really good, is what he was saying, and obviously worked out.
Yeah, medaled, took home a banner, and long jump, high jump, like that sticks with you, and the competition gets slimmer and slimmer. So hopefully that she continues to grow and continues to improve through junior and senior.
So congratulations to everybody. And honestly, even like the people like the Will Ramers of the world who got like 18th, 17th, like that's still really impressive when you consider number one, just getting there, but also like how many people are competing, and you are going against, you know, how many people live in Ontario, like 6 million, whatever it is.
From everywhere. They're from.
Yeah. So it's incredibly impressive to be able to get to that point, and then to be able to put in a good showing. Some of these personal bests, like Evan Vince, Annie Buell, both having a personal best, is, you know, like that's all you can really do. I don't know if a lot of people from North Bay go there expecting to win. They just want to go and, well, maybe some of them do, but I think a lot of it's just, let's go and compete and do as well as we can.
Yeah, I would agree that going for an individual sport like track and field, if you can go and you can hit your personal best at sort of the biggest stage, you can, all you have to do is go home happy. Like, how could you be frustrated with that? Oh, I didn't win, but I did my best to date. That's perfect.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
So going to the football world, like, no, it's not September, but we are getting into the football season. I saw the Tykes, I think the North Bay Bulldogs, like the Tykes are like 4-0 again.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely crazy.
And it's not even close.
I know a couple of the people on the coaching staff, and it's just from last year, where they won the championship and stuff, and they weren't expecting to be as good as they were, and they were the best team out of the entire Bulldogs organization.
I think they're going to be again this year.
Like, they look really, really good, and they've started off hot. But really kind of cool, like NDA themed stuff, is Evan Smettina has been selected to the Ontario U18 provincial football team. He will represent Ontario at the Football Canada Cup as a defensive back that's taking place in Winnipeg in the middle of July. So congratulations to Evan. And of course, we know the program that Ryan Debian's made at Algonquin and how good that Algonquin team is. And Evan was in the middle of like everything. And the fact that now he's playing at really, yes, it's the provincial level, but it's kind of, you're playing like national like all these national teams. That's pretty good, because when you consider the fact there's maybe 50 people, if that, on a team in Ontario.
Yeah, and if they're doing the best of the best, like there's probably not all that many. Like they'll have reserves.
Maybe 30 people.
Yeah.
Like it's not a lot. So I think he's one of like 5 or 6 defensive backs. So that's very, very impressive. And again, just shows how strong our program is, because when you look at some of those guys down from the Sioux, some of those, because they get the advantage of playing against a lot of the American teams, it's a big achievement, and I'm very interested to get a chance to talk to maybe Ryan next year about it. I don't know if Evan. I think Evan might be coming back. If he's U18, he's probably coming back for another year. So it'd be fun to get to chat to him a little bit about that experience, because that's a huge thing for anybody at this age.
Yeah, I'm also curious to hear about that experience, and like I think it's huge. I'm pretty confident it's huge, but I'm curious to know how huge it is to like Ryan, like to see how, like, I know that he's a very selfless guy and he's not going to take the credit, but I mean, like, how important is that to him, really, that he's developing kids that are going and playing this higher level, and how, like, not how many, it seems like very few get to do it. So how does it feel? How does it look on the NDA field? Like, is he like an all-star or what?
Yeah. It'll be interesting. Okay, so we got a couple of things, well, really one thing left to wrap up on. It's Jackson's favorite thing. Speaking of football, it's flag football, and this was kind of cool. So our friends at the Threes League sent this over, and they said in the message, Jackson's going to love this one.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was like, I'm definitely putting this in here.
Well, if the Threes League sent it, I'm a little more open-minded about it. But
Okay.
it does say in 7 days. It didn't even happen yet. We're talking about the preview.
This is the preview. Okay,
Okay.
well, don't spoil it here. So this is taking place June 13th, which will be Saturday.
Okay.
So this is the weekend. So there is a weekend flag football tournament. This is what the post says. On Saturday, a new chapter of North Bay flag football begins. The region's top teams will hit the field with one goal in mind, becoming the first ever flag league champions, taking home $750 for the winners. It is a winner-take-all tournament. There are a whole bunch of things. There's the furthest throw competition, furthest kick competition, best touchdown celebration competition, who will make history, who will be crowned champions. The countdown is on. Eyes emoji.
Yeah.
Gotta put in the eyes emoji.
Looking emoji, yeah.
Is that what it is? Is it the looking emoji?
No, I think eyes is a better way to do it.
I think when you type it in and you type in eyes,
Yeah.
I think it's like colon eyes colon.
Okay.
That's
I gotcha.
the nerdy way of doing
That's
it.
the nerdy way of doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But really cool. So yeah, so flag football. They again I really like what the Threes League does because they make it fun.
Yeah.
You're a Debbie Downer over there.
No, the Threes League is exciting.
It
That's
is,
exciting.
but you just don't like flag football, so that's
No, I do. I hope the Humble Fumblers are in it, and then
Probably
they can
will be.
show off their talent that beat the St. Clair football team, and they win this one.
Well, we'll have to. I'll have to see. I don't know.
I also will have to see.
I'll have to ask Dan if he's in it because he was on that team. He gave you a lot of flack. I don't know if you've talked to Dan lately, but
Not enough.
he was not a big fan of your shenanigans.
I don't mean to discredit him. I hope that he goes and wins this championship.
Now, it's not as prestigious as the Lugway Cup, but $750 is not anything to sneeze at. So that'll be cool. Like if you want something that's just a fun tournament to watch, they always put on really good shows. That like especially going back to that Threes League tournament they had earlier on, that basketball tournament was super fun. If you're interested, go check out the Threes League on Instagram. They have all the details there and the links and everything that's happening. But I do know that it's running June 13th. So it'll just be a fun weekend. Hopefully the weather holds up because I know it's supposed to rain. But it was supposed to rain yesterday and today, and it hasn't. So hopefully it doesn't rain again this weekend. I know you're trying to rain on everyone's parade, but that's it. Okay, and the last piece of news, I guess, is this is our final Sportscast for the 25-26 season. We are actually going to be taking a break over the summer because just not enough stuff. Well, it's not that not enough stuff's happening. Lots of club stuff happening. But with the NDA taking a break, obviously Nipissing Canadore being off, it's just a time for us to reset and get a chance to maybe re-up our package and how we want. I don't even know if that's how you say that. I'm supposed to be the professional here.
Upgrade, spruce,
Spruce up the package a little bit.
Yeah.
Improve the package. And we want to be able to reset a little bit going into the NDA season and hopefully just enjoy the summer a little bit and come back with maybe a slightly improved product.
Absolutely.
Which would be kind of cool. So what was your, just talking about it a little bit, what was some of your favorite moments from this year's season as we reflect a little bit?
Being here since August, probably close to 40 or 50 episodes, I guess. I don't remember what my first one was. 50 something.
That's about
probably.
so this podcast has been going on. Well, obviously this is number 90, but for like basically every week for 2 years.
Yeah. So
this is why we're also taking a bit of a break so that we can reset it a little bit and give it a fresh makeover. But
the bias is the Chippewa hockey team winning the semifinal. That was a pretty good week.
They had a really good year this year too.
Yeah, but Chippewa had a really good
Ferris
year.
had one chance at a banner and they didn't get it. That was my biggest regret. Well, biggest regret, but the saddest thing this year was Ferris not getting a banner. And basketball, they should have had it.
Yeah.
It was there in baseball.
I did like when I didn't call the upset and then Ferris beat Franco and I was put to shame for saying it was a walkover. Sort of a cop-out answer, but I just enjoyed coming every week and doing it. Like, just, and I love to do it.
Yeah, there have been some really good moments. I think, like, football was great, especially that first game again between Algonquin and Ferris, like week one. Ferris had the big, like, upset victory. Was a lot. It was actually probably a more fun game to watch than the finals because Algonquin kind of ran away with the final a little bit. But football season's always like super fun because it's just a great vibe. But honestly, basketball finals, men's basketball finals was super fun. out of any final that happened this year, it was the closest. I think.
Yeah.
I'm saying this off the top of my head, but it was the most intense and most out of men's and women's. It was just an amazing atmosphere because unfortunately on the women's side, it was just kind of a blowout on both volleyball and basketball. And then men's volleyball was a blowout. But seeing that it was just a really fun atmosphere. And everybody came out to play there, and it went down to game 3. It was the only final at that point that went back to like home court for game 3. And it went down, like that whole game just went down to the wire, and it was a big up. I'm a huge fan of upsets. It was a big upset win, and that was probably my big moment. Though seeing Chippewa win it, I wish I was there for the triple overtime for that winner against Chippewa. That's my one regret. The one big regret. Though I was also in bed because it was like 11:30 at night or something
past
like
my
that.
bedtime, that's for sure. Yeah,
but that was probably the most exciting moment this year was probably between both of them. But it was again great year for Chippewa. They crushed it across like all these different court sports. Scollard had a fantastic year.
Yeah.
I'm hoping Ferris has a good year next year because I want to see some championships go back to the Trojans. Franco had it like again with baseball,
curling,
NDA, the NASA banner in soccer.
Yep.
Algonquin had football. They just again ran away with football. It was a really fun year, and then of course like the lacrosse stuff with Nipissing was super fun to follow. Their stuff.
Yeah.
It was. There was a lot of memorable moments.
Wow, we had Dad on the show. We had
that was
Team Winters on the show. That was a good time.
Yeah, some really cool interviews.
Ben Mason, yeah. So there were a ton of good moments, right? And like different schools, like Chippewa had a really good NDA season, but they had, I would say, a weaker showing at OFSAA than majority of years. And Scollard seemed like they went to and did well at every OFSAA.
We also got a host in OFSAA, which was a great experience, I think, for the city of North Bay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because just getting and Algonquin did a great job. Algonquin and Canadore both did a fantastic job of hosting it. I'd like to say thank you also to all the coaches and the people who've helped us get information, to your dad who's helped us get a lot of information and just letting us be out there and all the interviews that we were able to do, whether it's in studio here on everybody's been like super kind and accommodating, which has been super nice. It's just been a very fun season, and next year we look to come out just as strong.
Absolutely. I've got no negative things to say, only positivity. It does feel a little sad that we're leaving a bit, but
it's only for less than 2 months.
Yeah, it's all positivity.
So we'll be back probably just because I'm taking vacation the last week of August. Probably be back that first week of September. Don't put that down on paper anywhere. We might have like a preview show that we might release going into it, but we'll see what happens. But it'll be a nice little reset time, and it'll be fun. So thank you for those people who watch on a weekly basis, or just kind of tune in when they think something cool has happened in the world of sports. If you enjoyed this episode, again, like, share, subscribe, and that's about that. So this has been Sportscast number 90.
I'm Jackson Bull.
And I'm Ben Sargent. Thank you so much for watching, sharing, liking, and subscribing. We will be back in September for the start of a new 26-27 season.